Welcome to Eugene, Oregon. A picturesque evening here. Perfect counter to the chaos that's about to unfold on this field in front of us. The crowd has been waiting all day. They're fired up to see the Ducks open another season at Autzen Stadium, the House of Loud. There's just something about the nightcap. After a day of wall-to-wall football, it just seems this is when chaos ensues. As we'll see a squad from the Mountain West, the Utah State Aggies, taking on the 5th-ranked team in the land, the Oregon Ducks. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Utah State lined up, ready to deliver the opening kickoff. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Ducks offense is on the field for the first time today. And here he is, one of the best receivers in the game, and he just commands attention both from the defense and from the fans.
Yeah, he's a guy you got to keep your eye on, and you're going to see him line up all over the field in this game. He can play in the slot, he can play out wide, he can run the entire gamut in the route tree as well. Really nothing this guy can't do.
Zings it complete to the right. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chain.
Ooh, that's a nice throw. Great accuracy there. And when you think about Oregon quarterbacks, I know we think about guys running around a little bit, but think back to guys like Dan Fouts, A.J. Feely. How about that name? Joey Harrington, of course, Justin Herbert. These guys could thread the needle from the pocket, make all the throws. This guy here reminds me a little bit of them.
Trying to get to it. Makes the grab on the left. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
And I think on that last run play on third down here early in the game, they're making a statement that we believe we're the more physical team and we're going to run the football even if you know it's coming at you. Nice job. They've got the ball at midfield. I expect to see more run plays coming up.
The Ducks are flying down the field. Got his man downfield. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. Here's the handoff. Able to squeeze out a couple on the play. It's down at the 35.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big things.
Tackled after picking up the first down. The Ducks trying to win the day by running for another first down.
Run the football. It's always been the staple. We can go back as far as you want with Oregon teams. The ones that were good, they were built on the running of the football, the physicalness. Run the ball, baby.
He's finally brought down, but that freshman found some running room.
I think throughout the week in practice, when they were game planning their opening script, I don't even know if they envisioned it going as well as it has. This has been beautiful. Nice balance, really nice rhythm. It feels like everything they're dialing up here on their first drive of the game is working to perfection.
He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. Now on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Ducks!
You love as a head coach to watch your offense take the field and establish a rhythm and consistency the way they did there. Everything they dialed up was working to perfection. They go 10 plays on the opening drive and cap it off with a touchdown.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. They marched 79 yards on the drive, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So Utah State's offense will take the field for the first time. Here are our impact players for this game, and it goes beyond executing an assignment to make an impact in the game.
Yeah, obviously we were talking to both coaching staffs this week, and we asked them who needs to step up and play well. They immediately pointed to these guys right here. They are the key for their respective teams.
Yeah, and they don't always show up in the box score, but these are the guys that are the leaders. These are the guys getting everybody organized and have to play well for their team to succeed.
Just slithered through the tackle, and he's got room to run. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Afterburner's coming. He's at the 10, and he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Utah State.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also,
and the extra point is blocked. Still on his feet, and remember, he can return it. What a display of explosive capabilities on that drive. 75 yards, 2 plays, and a touchdown. So they had the blocked extra point, had to settle for 6, and they hope the kickoff goes a little smoother. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And the returner goes down. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got them right where they want it. This defense doesn't know how to react from getting punched in the mouth on that last drive.
So in this next drive, David, I think you keep running the football because that sets up the play action. It sets up the RPO game.
He's got it downfield for a huge gain. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30-plus. That kind of play will send a surge of energy through your offense. Now they've got it 1st and 10 inside the 40. Unleashes one deep. He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon.
And that is the first passing touchdown, first of many of the season for this offense. Nice drive by the offense. Way to finish it, take care of the football, make some plays in the passing game. This offense looks like they're going to be a really hard one to stop.
And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Utah State sending its offense back onto the field. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance.
Nothing but green ahead. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. You just got to get him to the ground quickly.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you can tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
Scanning the field, it's small. He's got him in the flat. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
And listen, if I'm the quarterback, I'm trying to dump the ball off to my playmaker and make this a manageable 3rd down. Get something positive. But how about the defense? Just reacting so fast, getting to the running back, and getting that sucker on the ground in the open field.
They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down. And on that 3rd and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it was a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Off play action. Fires to the wideout. Makes the grab. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. He'll do it himself. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies! They'll try to tack one more on their score.
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down to the 26. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Back and forth we go on these last couple of drives, David. Everybody moving the ball.
Man, these offenses are in a rhythm. Everything they're doing right now is working, a lot of scoring. This puts a lot more pressure on your offense, Palmer, when you walk on the field.
And at this point, too, David, which defense can break serve, right? Who can get a stop? That's what it feels like is going to be the determining factor in this game.
Well, jet sweep pass. Each brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Well, I love the aggressive nature of the defense on that play. Everybody playing with eye discipline. They saw the pre-snap motion. They knew who had the football, and you saw guys play with excellent instinct, running downhill and making a tackle.
They'll line up for a second down play. Trying play action. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
Unfortunate with that incompletion. The quarterback and his intended target not on the same page.
This is a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. A strike downfield. All kinds of running room. Touchdown, Ducks! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback and wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Off play action on first down. Dances away from the heat. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. And they've swapped ends of the field, and we'll get it going in the second. Takes the handoff. It's awesome. He maybe gets a yard. They'll mark him at the 29.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
Back to pass. It's small. Pocket starts to collapse. Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. Utah State will be forced to send out the punt team. He'll bring it back. It's Knight. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
And they knocked him down, but he got past the line to gain.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Fires to the big fella. And he laid the lumber to stop him from getting the first down. Trying to convert this second and short. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a first down. And the Ducks are on the move. To the air on first down. Dances away to buy time. He's going to take off. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy. Because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
The Ducks with the 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. They'll give it to the back. Works his way ahead for about 3. It's down at the 8. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down. They can't pick up the first without scoring. Snags it. And he couldn't quite make it in. He's run out of bounds at the 1.
Man, and that's just making it way too easy on the defense. They're laughing at that short field. They're like, really? Okay, we'll just make an easy tackle and jog our punt return team out on the field. We're going to make it that easy for us.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Oregon.
Yeah, and now this offense building that lead. It's still the first half, but I'll tell you what, shown some glimpses of why they could become a really, really good offense. Listen, you go into halftime, more of the same, right? Continue to do what you're doing, take care of the football. This offense has looked really good in the first half.
And he's going to try to return this one. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Guys, the Utah State offense about to give it another go. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
Dropping back, it's Small. Quarterback now breaking the field. They get him on the ground, didn't see anything downfield, but made a little something out of it. Utah State up-tempo. On 3rd down, going up top. Setting up the screen. They play that screen nicely. He tried to find his way to the marker, but it'll be 4th down. Utah State will be forced to send out the punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every skill position on the field. Any of these guys is dangerous if they touch the football. Let's see what they do on this drive, David.
And so, Palmer, I got to take away something. I can't let them have everything and have success. I got to be aggressive against the run or play for the pass. I can't give them everything.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. He wants to throw. He's going up top. And he'll take it all the way. They couldn't bring him down. Touchdown, Ducks!
It hasn't taken very long this season to just see how scary this offense is. They wanted to be aggressive coming out to start this season, and you've seen that with the play calling on this drive. It does not take these guys with their speed very long to score. Watch out. This unit has a chance to be special.
He'll return it. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. 1st down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. From the gun, the ground game. After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of this lead before the break. Looking to throw, it's Small. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught, but how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
They're going to try to throw for it on third down. Quick completion on the out route. Now they'll really try to get this drive going. Good execution on third down as they have it 1st and 10 at the 31. He's going to pass. Getting some heat. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
In the last couple of weeks, man, you're getting a lot of consistency from this QB. And you got to love it as a play caller, man. You can drop him back. You can throw the ball a ton. You can trust him, getting the ball a different...
And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
Utah State will be forced to send out the punt team. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Bringing it back, it's Knight. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. 2 running backs alongside the quarterback. Wants to throw on 1st down. Grabs it in the middle. At the 45 on its way. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. They'd hoped to come up with explosive plays, and they used one there to set them up inside the 30, 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Got it in the middle, it's Jones. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. They'll throw it from the red zone. And it's caught! Touchdown, Oregon! This guy's putting the Oregon offense on his shoulders, carrying them however you want, on the ground or through the air.
I mean, so fun to watch when you got a guy that can do this. And we've seen it with the Ducks in history, man. They've had some great ones that put their team on their shoulders. If you need me to run it, I'll run it. You need me to throw it, I can do that too.
And he's coming out of the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Utah State has it back, ready to go to work on offense. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
You just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You have got to be so smart if you're going to be aggressive with your decision.
Catch in the middle. It's Amatova. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Got it set up on the outside. They make the stop, but a good pickup there on 1st down. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
And he didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If you could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
He goes out of bounds after a solid gain on the play.
And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks and They're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting the damage. And I tell you what, make it physical. Finish those plays and try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football in the future.
The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. Looks like you've had an enjoyable day there today in Eugene. The passing game for both sides has been outstanding. On point, unrelenting. They've excelled in the short game, the intermediate game, and especially on the deep ball. All in all, a thrilling display of offensive firepower, and these defenses have a lot to discuss here at halftime. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Autzen Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. The Ducks will boot it away to start the second half. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Utah State sending its offense back onto the field. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this much, this first drive, man, does everything matter and hinge on this? Because every possession in the second half is going to be critical.
Yeah, and I think if you're on offense, why hold back? What are you worried about? Nothing went well in the first half for you, and at this point, trailing by as much as you are, throw caution to the wind, be aggressive, and let's just see what happens.
Throws to the wideout. He's got an open man. Bulldozes him. He's loose on the right. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Aggies. Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. To the ground. He's got it again. And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there.
Well, on offense, you've got to love the way your offensive line is playing in this game. They're getting tremendous movement up front. They're climbing in the second level and really giving these backs and ball carriers a lot of room to run all game long.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. Quarterback floating away from pressure. That's caught. It's Jones. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. And the Ducks will snap it on 1st and 10. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Touch pass on the run. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the inside.
Snap from the gun on 3rd down. Got it in the middle. It's Jones. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8.
When you got a weapon this good at tight end, a quarterback, you've got to look his way, especially in this area of the field. Because remember, it's the red zone where these windows are so small. Nice job getting the completion and picking up the first.
Not able to hook up the air, incomplete. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Into the end zone. He'll fire back across his body, and it's intercepted. The 50. The 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, Utah State. How about that D coming up with a play like that? The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick six.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back.
And the returner will be dragged down. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive throwing a pick six, Jesse. Oh, look out! They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27. He's piled up 87 yards rushing, and he's making sure the defense feels him in this opening game. They dialed up the perfect call, splendid execution. Now they've got it threatening. 1st and 10 from the 27. That run epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space. They've moved to the 16. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone, looking for a space. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him, weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
I know the passing game sells, the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Finds him out of the backfield. And he couldn't quite get to the marker, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Just not able to shake enough defenders and comes up a little bit short.
And I think a lot of times on 3rd down, Reese, you bet on your guy. When you're an offensive guy, you say, okay, he's going to break a tackle, he's going to get north and south and somehow get the 1st down. Nice tackling by the defense, understanding where they had to get to and forcing the 4th down.
And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks! Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. Precision blocking up front created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Guys, the Utah State offense about to give it another go. They're down by 21 points, but you get a touchdown here, and you do at least apply a little game pressure, Jesse.
It's true. I think for them to get back in this one at this point now, they need the quarterback to play his best football. He's going to have to be good really pre-snap, David, making sure they're in the right looks, and he's got to be really good with his decision-making.
He's got to be dialed in because defensively you're giving up points. So it's not like you have the luxury of your defense playing great. The offense is going to have to score and score pretty dang quickly.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Off the play fake. Makes his connection. And he is going to be forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Tremendous defense there. And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one. Utah State up-tempo. And with that one, he's now over 3 bills for the game.
And there's 2 reasons why, Reese. He's made good decisions, and he's been accurate throwing the football all game long.
They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a 1st down. And the Aggies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Pulls it and fires to the left. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Line gets set, 1st down. To the air, it's Small. Fires to the right. And the pass is intercepted. Looking for more room. And after the interception, he brings it back and gets it inside the 35.
defensive backs have tough jobs. I mean, you think about whether you play nickel, whether you play dime, whatever it is, you put more DBs on the field. It's more speed. It's more guys that can cover, but they also got to cover that ground. But to cover the ground and make the pick, a lot of times you don't see that. Superb effort by that guy.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. He's looking to throw. He lets it fly. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, making a big play.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion, because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up, see if they can maybe confuse this QB?
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3 as they get set to snap it. Time winding down here in the quarter. The running back has it. Hard running there. They stop him after a short game. Probably just wanted to mitigate the losses with 4th down coming. We've been treated to an aerial show by these two guys so far as you check out their numbers. As we start the 4th quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. Utah State will be forced to send out the punt team. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Wide open, and it's a foot race. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. On 1st down, here comes this offense. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. They're down to the 20, 1st and 10. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on 1st down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
Fires into the end zone. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be 3rd down. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon! And the beatdown has ensued.
And how about it? Everyone getting involved, getting the big tight end involved. This offense has done an unbelievable job scoring points. This defense has had no answers. Just keep it rolling, offense.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Utah State has it back, ready to go to work on offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some 1st downs. Get some positive momentum.
Back to throw. It's Small. Oh, did he find a hole in the defense? Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. And the defense couldn't corral him, and he took it all the way. Touchdown, Utah State.
Yeah, nice pitch, nice catch. And listen, maybe this helps next game, right? Like, we're trying to find a rhythm, find something that works, find somebody to go to. And this offense is struggling. You're down by 1,000, but I like that they continue to fight.
He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. He wants to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. No, he loses the ball after the gain. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
And that's a huge play by the defense. Great job and great effort getting to the ball carrier and swatting at the football, knocking it out, and then falling on it for a massive fumble recovery.
They're bringing heat. Stopped after making the catch.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. You're going to win this game.
Makes the grab. It's awesome. And he has run out of bounds as they go backwards there and just avoided the contact. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? Utah State will be forced to send out the punt team. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Another punt on the way. Got to make sure those hammies and glutes all activated. Don't want any muscle pulls from overuse. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. The give to the tailback.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. He's looking to throw. Lets it fly deep downfield. Touchdown Ducks! And the route is on.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the 4th quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, Notre Dame and USC has just gone final, and we have a winner in the battle for the Jules Chalet lead. Notre Dame escaped with the victory, and I say escaped. Look, in college football, teams will take any win. What I think the Irish fans there today could have done without this one being so close.
Going up top on 1st down.
A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Gonna let it fly. Makes the catch on the left. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30.
And this offense has got to kick it in high gear now. Making a big play, that is great, but we got to go up-tempo. We got to go fast. We're trailing big in this ball game. We got to put a lot of drives together and maybe even get lucky with an onside kick.
Fires the pass, intercepted. He can be dangerous with the ball in his hands, but no room to return that pick, and they'll go on offense from the 21.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's passed, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a 1st down.
And this is exactly what you want to do when you're on offense. You have the lead, you want to chew the clock, keep the ball on the ground, keep that thing just ticking, Palmer.
They're just imposing their will, Dave, and that's something that
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. 4th quarter, huge lead. I'm not really sure why you need to take that kind of shot.
You don't. You definitely don't need to. You can run the clock. You can run the football. You can make sure that you're playing it safe and conservative, or you can just go for rub it in your face, eat that. You know, I don't like the other coach.
Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Now staring at a 3rd and short from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down.
I think in this situation after that incompletion, 4th and short on your side of the field, the smart play is to punt it away and trust your defense.
The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. He's got a first down and maybe a lot more. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Hold it.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it, and they convert. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. The Ducks are moving quickly down the field. Wideout in motion. He'll come out throwing on first down. Pressure coming. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. After the misfire, it's 2nd down. The aerial assault continues. Fires to the right. He's got it. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. The Ducks will have it 1st and 10. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. This drive was rolling, and then it got thrown into reverse. Here's a 2nd and 18. They're trying to get to it. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. Fast motion from the offense. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. And good hands there by the defense on that shot to the end zone. And if the kicker can put one through, this will be a successful drive. The holder's going to line it up right at the 30. This will be a 40-yard field goal attempt. Not a chance. Missed it. Well, they missed the field goal. That's about the only thing that hasn't gone their way in this one. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch. Lining up from the 34 on first down. He's going to pass. They're working that left side. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. A new set of downs after the completion. Looking downfield, it's Small. Coming after him. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical.
And he throws another interception, his 3rd of the night. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
They've got it at the 36 on 1st and 10. They'll run it trying to drain time off the clock. Won't back down from anyone. Delivers the blow and gets it to the 29.
And there's nothing more frustrating than when you get late in the game and you know they're running the football and you don't stop them. It's been that kind of day for this defense. They haven't played well. They're going to have to go to the well. They're going to have to figure some things out. Practice this week, I can promise you, will not be a lot of fun with these coaches.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
Going to work in the red zone, they can pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. He makes a grab. Touchdown, Oregon! And the punishment has been extended.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Utah State sending its offense back onto the field. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positive.
Yeah.
And the pressure gets there, and down he goes at the 18.
And man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and makes you want to believe in them. This offense has a lot of work to do before their next football game.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Feeling some heat. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. Utah State will be forced to send out the punt team. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He'll bring it back. It's Knight. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. They'll throw it on 1st down. Keeps looking downfield. And as the ball goes to the turf, the clock has hit 0. Well, this was an offensive showcase out there today. We thought it would be a high-scoring game, and it certainly delivered.
If you love offense, then you love this type of game. Both offenses going up and down the field, seemingly at will. Throwing the ball, running the ball. But, David, I feel like if you're a fan of defense, maybe this wasn't your cup of tea.
More defense optional. You didn't really get too much of that stuff, but, listen, you got to get a few stops late in the game. You got to get just kind of one stop with this many points that was being scored. You got the stop late. That's why you got the dub.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis.